الرحمن الرحيم بشكل فردي ويسر لي امري وتقبلكم It will not be in Arabic, don't worry. I'm very happy to be here in the economic school and college. We are here from representing Inspiration Economy, the Institute of Inspiration Economy. I'm not sure how many of you yesterday have attended for us. Any of you? Okay. So that's good. We'll not repeat the lecture, but we'll give you about something that's very important for you as a studying, whether you are studying accounting or you're studying marketing and management. There is now lots of economies that are coming up relevant to different than capital economy. Did you hear about any type of economy different than capital economy that we are teaching in schools today? We teach in schools and we are professors from University of Bahrain. Besides, we teach in different schools around Europe and so on. And we teach our students the capital economy. But now, there's lots of economies coming up. One of it is, for example, environmental economy, eco-economy, social economy, knowledge economy, learning economy, and there's what we call innovation economy and entrepreneurial economy. And besides, what we came up with, we coined the name Inspiration Economy. So we come from an institute that focuses on inspiration economy, where we believe, me and I'm Dr. Muhammad and Dr. Dunya, we believe as the founders for this institute that the role of the game is to improve the competitiveness and to improve the differentiation of any company and to make it more competitive, or any society or any country. It is not about more profit. Maybe most of us, we learn in school that it is about more profit. But it is about how much we bring innovation, entrepreneurship, and inspiration to our organization and to our societies. So what we do basically, we try to bring this into any organization and any society that we do. And we create lots of models around, including models that we have done in Bosnia. We have done in Bosnia lots of projects relevant to this. And anyone is welcome after the lecture to speak to us if he wants to participate in these projects, which is including in Bihac. For example, we take in projects relevant to mitigation of migration, because in Bosnia you have lots of migration. And wherever we go, when we ask students like you, how many of you are going to migrate, there are about now, from our calculation, 69% of students, they want to migrate. And this is very dangerous for a country like Bosnia. This is actually another war, that indirect war. When youth like you, they will leave the country, it means you will have a brain drain. Also, we have one of the projects we take in relevant to gambling, because again, lots of youth is gambling and betting in betting shop, sports shop, and so on. Other challenges we take in for youth voluntary, where the youth, they should give more volunteering for different organizations. Today, youth are only, either they are spending time in school or in maybe doing with their friends, but there is lots of youth that they are not giving time for volunteering, even though we found that this is very important for changing the mindset of youth, because the more you volunteer, the more you can know life, and you will be having what we call it lifelong learning, which is very important around the world today. So for that, we have lots of projects. If you are interested, we can speak to you about it. What we focus on, the first thing is inspiration spirit. We want to improve the inspiration spirit in our organization, our countries. And this does not come by coincidence. It is come again by finding inspirational resources and inspiration sources. Because we believe that you can influence and you can change any organization or any society without power, without resources, depending only on the intrinsic power of the humans. So we believe that any human can make money with nothing. Starting just from his mindset, he can double his profit, and he can double his the inspiration result he can create for the inspiration results that he can get for any society. The other issue is that we focus on is inspirational opportunities. We use a method, what we call it observation. So through observation, we observe and we study the society through a questionnaire, through surveys, or through only normal observation, and we find what we call it the blind spots of any society, and we start to tackle this by, again, different techniques, so that we can find what we call it inspirational opportunities. These, by the way, is very important even for our human soul and for our happiness, because from our studies we found that these three things, the spirit, the inspirational sources, and finding inspirational opportunities, making successes, making good wins, it create what we call it the endorphin and dopamine. But not only that, because these are only temporary. We can get it from running, from sometimes eating chocolate and so on. But we found out that we can create also the serotonin and the oxytocin, which is the lifelong hormones that will make us more happy and will make us more excited to create a change in our society, in our families. And we can do this, as I said, through learning, through doing, through observation, and so on. We use a technique, we call it inspiration labs, which is we go and observe, as I told you. We take a problem. For example, today we are going to what's the name?
Joy and Friendship. It's for people with disabilities.
Yeah, Joy and Friendship NGO, which is for people with disabilities, children.
It's a translated name, so I think it's different in Bosnian.
Yeah. So this is an example. We observe what they are trying to do, and then we find opportunities how they improve their effectiveness, how they improve their impact in the society, of how they help, for example, people with disabilities without only direct investment, capital, and so on, with using just a mindset and finding different opportunities. So we explore more for these opportunities, and then through observation we create the learning and interaction, and then we start doing a reflection or doing the project, which increase again the profit beside the healthiness of the organization or the healthiness of the society. And we use a technique called codification, classification, and stratification. We codify things, we make it clearly, is it red or green, and then we start to tackle problems in different ways. Now, one of the things that is all of you maybe came through is that we study the business model of any organization. So this is an example of a business model that maybe all of you know. It's available on the internet, where we study the value proposition. What this organization do? What's its supply chain? Who's the customers? What are the key suppliers, and so on. So that through this we start to tackle the model, and we start to create a change. We have this model: the horse, the jockey, and the track, where we use these three things: the entrepreneur and the community. The entrepreneur, the one who wants to change his society or his organization, and reflected into the community. Because one of the results of inspiration economy is that improvement of the community or socio-economic status in general. One of the things that is interesting is that inspiration is about finding opportunities, and all of these things, creativity, innovation, entrepreneurship, is all of them about finding opportunities. But we say that through inspiration we can increase the spirit of realization, spirit of change, the reality of change, and so on. And we can increase the people forecasting, their ability to see the future in a better way. So your intelligence will be much higher by your ability to forecast things in different ways. Most of the people, unfortunately, today they ask how, okay, instead of asking what. While we start with the question of what. What is the business we are talking about? What is the socio-economic issue, and why this socio-economic issue is persisting or a problem? What are the benefits if we solve this problem? And then how? And then what are the barriers and the trends? So we start with the question of what in order to solve different socio-economic problems. What is inspiration? First thing, in order to understand what is inspiration economy, we need to understand what is inspiration. Inspiration is about a simple breathe in and breathe out about a new air, a new energy, a new way of thinking. And this new way of thinking, it is relevant to the mindset. Does anybody know what it means, the mindset? Mindset? No? Okay, mindset is a collection. We say this person has a different or stubborn mindset, or he's not, his mindset is closed. It means that his assumptions, his behaviors, his attitudes and behaviors. Attitude means the way he thinks. Behavior, the way he reflected into the people or the society around him. this is called a collection of mindsets, assumptions, things or experiences we've been born with. And they were, for example, am I afraid from dog? So I've been raised up that dogs will be biting, so I will be always afraid. My assumption that the dog will bite me will make my mindset about the dogs. Okay. So this is an example of a mindset that we need to solve. And in order to create this new mindset, and this is a renewing mindset, we should make people get through selected repetition. And this is what we do in Inspiration Labs. We make selected repetitions where we create better analogical and logical thinking. And sometimes we take them through failures, because failures and challenges create what we call the creative mindset, or the innovative mindset, and the empathetic mindset. These three mindsets create new people, that is, they can change their society, and they become, like we hear about Gandhi, Mandela, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and all of these people who created a change in their own society. So it is about not fighting the logical problem. Is, for example, the way we see problems in life, so we don't have the word problem, we have always opportunities. We don't see any problems in life. There is always opportunities. It's dependent on us how we see this, what we call today the human problem, because most of the time inside this problem there is a lot of opportunities. When we have, for example, now instability in our socio-economy or our political system in Bosnia, it means there is lots of opportunities that we can do. Okay, instead of migrating, we can get lots of ideas, and this is what happened in most of the economies in reality. For example, America, when they had downtime, when Obama came, he used this to bring better economy, and today, America has gone out of recession in a strong way, because they found that there is lots of opportunities for America in this downturn. So we say that yesterday's problem is today opportunities, and tomorrow's problem is near future opportunities. This is the way that the inspired people, they see the things in life. And they start to see better forecasting in a proper way, and they start to see how much currency they have. Because instead of always thinking about the currency is the dollar or the mark, the currency is what is my intrinsic power and my ability to see problems in different ways. And this creates for us individuals that they want to change their organization, their society in a better way, and create better business models and this is a reality. I'm not giving you a theory. This is the way that we solve problems with. We start to build up what we call the mindset of polythinking, which means that this type of mindset. It starts with the what, as I said. What is happening in this area? What are the signs of good practices? Then how we can give better ideas that connect these challenges together to bring better opportunities to our community. And this is what we call the spirit of curiosity. Lots of people, by the way, I always say, lots of us, we think that we cannot live without water for how many days? 2 days, 3 days, okay? In your weather like this, maybe even 4 days, okay? In our weather, 1 day is more than enough, okay? But in your weather, maybe it's especially cold weather, you can live for 4 days. But you can live without air for how long? Sorry? Minutes, maybe some of us, if you are a diver and so on, you are talking about maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes. But you cannot live without also, this is what we don't think about, you're supposed not to live without curiosity or inspiration. If we are, the difference between us as a humans and others is that we are more curious, because what we have, as I explained yesterday in my lecture, we have what we call the frontal lobe, which makes us different than others. Okay, the frontal lobe, as you can see in the human side, is a lot. So you can see the frontal lobe compared to the nearest animal to us, is the chimpanzee. We are triple times the chimpanzee, and more than 10 times the rat. The rat has very small frontal lobe. And what is the benefit of this frontal lobe? We have 4 lobes in the brain. The difference is what? To create what we call it the association area. It starts to associate things together and bring things together. The more we can bring things together in life, the more we're supposed to be curious. If you are not asking lots of questions of how can I solve it, and you run away from questions, you run away by migrating, you run away by keeping quiet, you run away by saying this is not my problem, then you are really not practicing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or God given you. Because Allah given you, or God given you the frontal lobe that is differentiate you a lot from, you can use it a lot to solve lots of problems in life. And this is what we, why we develop lots of models. I'll just show you now, go through certain models to show you what we develop. For example, what is this one? Cup of coffee, right? And this cup of coffee, what are the opportunities we can bring from a business that someone is selling cup of coffee? So how can we help him to make his business more inspiring? Anyone? Okay. This is an example of lots of businesses that they don't see opportunities in this. Okay. What is the problem with this cup of coffee? Is there any problem?
It has no brand.
Sorry? No brand. Excellent. What else? It might be hot, right? It doesn't have a cover, right? So this is creating a business, again, subsidiary business of this business is very important. And this is what one of the Americans has done. Now, most of us, we take this for granted when you see it in Starbucks or in other coffee shops, okay? But this is a patented, someone has thought about cartoon of what to make it to hold the coffee, a coffee holder from cartoons, corrugated cartoons. And he got a patent for that because nobody has thought about 20 years ago that this is something that is needed by the people. Nobody had the curiosity, okay, to do that. And there is lots of things in life like this. And see, from this product, he started to bring patented. He improved his patent to make sure that he brought another patent based on his patent, this patent, to make sure is that people don't copy his product easily. So every 5 years, he started to bring till the last 10 years. And he brought all of these products. So all of these products that you can see today, relevant to this, he got a part of it for his patent. So he got money paid as a royalty fee for his patent because he started to think in different way and he was curious. We have lots of things in life. Buheji, lots of opportunities. You have today lots of tourists coming up, and there's lots of ecotourism. So you have lots of opportunities that you can come up by having this curious mindset, asking certain questions in different way to solve a problem. And for that, Einstein said, power of visualization is my secret that I remain as a child. Oh, you remember when we were children, we used to ask lots of questions that are silly. These questions that we needed to come back to us. Unfortunately, in education, they tell us 1 + 1 = 2. But when we are children, we don't see 1 + 1 = 2. Well, 3, 4. And this is what stayed with Einstein. He made the difference because he stayed curious to change his world, and he experimented what children usually want to experiment. Okay. Another issue that is maybe, so the good thinkers will ask, is there a new way to do things? Can we borrow it or adapt it? Can we give it a new twist? Can we, again, do more of the same thing, and so on. So there's these curiosity of questions that we have it in the general mindset. We need to have it for you as economists from today. You don't wait for graduation to create your own business. Maybe you can create your own business now, and we can work with you on that to bring a new business in different ways. What is this one? This product? Yes. Vegetable peeler, right? Can we improve this? If you go to a business and he says, for example, I'm not doing good. So what is the alternative? Either he change his business model, right? The way he or change his business. You don't do pillars, you do something else. Maybe shavers or something. Or you improve his pillars. So is there pillars? So what are the different pillars that we can bring? Is there different pillars you can bring? Yes. By asking what are the customers want. There are different customers. There are elderly customers, they cannot hold the pillar properly, right? There are children customers. There are customers that they want to something to they build fast, and there are customers they want to build in a very accurate, fine results, and so on. So these questions, asking these questions in different way, will help us to bring these products. And you can see today there are hundreds of products of builders that came along. The first pillar was about variety of products. He said, I want to build with different products. The second one, that I want the right and the left-handed can build, and this is why they brought this product. Another question was the pillar create minimal waste, okay, and they came up with this pillar. And another question was the pillar saves time, so they came up with this pillar, okay. And the other question was durable. They came up with this pillar. Okay, and so on. So these type of questions will bring us much better products and easier products, and will increase the type of business. So I will be controlling the business of peeler vegetables, because I think this way, asking these questions in different way, and I can improve the community, and I can improve the results of the video. So these questions will help us to be critical thinkers in our way of life, will be more of a developed process of thinking. We can also develop the method of acting. We can have the ability to associate things in a different way. We can inspire our society by a spirit of inquiry. We can renew the way we see life, because life is full of opportunities by asking these questions. We define the key inputs of decision making. So lots of decision making today, we see it from government, from NGO, from private sector. They are bad decision making because they don't think in opportunities. They think always about solving a problem, and they think that the problem only solved in one way, not hundreds of ways. And all of these things can be really make us more resilient and bringing a better world. And this is what we call inspiration labs. Inspiration labs is about finding restoring things in a proper way, going to the children thinking, and then adapting this thinking, then adoption and developing new products or new services, and then innovation and development. This will create from us a better organization, better economy, that we solve customer needs. We bring better emerging technologies. We reply to the marketplace, and we improve our society needs in a better way. And this will make us, by the way, with a better abundant mindset, means that we think that the world is so much. The problem of today, we're having what we call scarcity thinking. Do you know the difference between scarcity thinking and abundant thinking? Did you hear about it? No? Yes? No? Okay. Scarcity thinking means that only the world is about one cake, and everybody is fighting to get from this one cake. Abundant thinking is that no, there is lots of cakes in the world. I can create my own cake, and nobody can compete with me because I have different mindset. I can see the world is full of opportunities, not limited opportunities. I don't have to be very competitive only, but I have to think in different way in order to. So it is about win-win. Winning is I can win and others can win in a relaxed way and in a simple way of thinking. This will make for us really a challenge to redefine any problem we see. We rewrite it again. We justify this problem to make it more of opportunity. We influence any problem by seeing how much it is available, how much it is effective, and how much it is efficient. We create from it better opportunity by asking this question. We have a formula called improving the competitiveness of the organization, availability multiplied by efficiency multiplied by effectiveness, create a lot of change in our society when we ask these questions, and so on. We solve lots of problems in healthcare, we solve lots of problems in education, in electricity and water, in lots of areas of life, because we have started to ask these different questions that made us now think it is not about only the mindset, it is about the psychological barriers. We need to come with lots of challenges to overcome these psychological barriers, to look, to break the fear of being the ego, because most of our problem today is about our ego and not asking stupid questions, what they call stupid questions. It is sometimes the questions that will help us to solve lots of problems in life, and it will help us to see that we are changing the world with self-sufficiency and a better level of taking risk in a proper way. In the end, I wanted to tell you that inspiration economy is about you, it's about the intrinsic powers and how much you can create a change in your own society. Any question? Okay. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. Thank you. Good ones that create what we call it the endorphin and dopamine. But not only that, because these are only temporary. We can get it from running, from sometimes eating chocolate and so on. But we found out that we can create also the serotonin and the oxytocin, which is the lifelong hormones that will make us more happy and will make us more excited to create a change in our society, in our families. And we can do this, as I said, through learning, through doing, through observation, and so on. We use the technique, we call it inspiration labs, which is we go and observe, as I told you. We take a problem. For example, today we are going to what's the name?
Joy and Friendship. It's for people with disabilities.
Yeah, Joy and Friendship NGO, which is for people with disabilities.